Hello Math Wizards! In our previous lesson, we discussed about the nature of the roots of a given quadratic equation. Now, we will be identifying the relation of the coefficients and the roots of a quadratic equation. I have here plenty of quadratic equations with their corresponding roots, and I want you to get the sum and product of a given quadratic equation. Given 6x squared minus 11x minus 10 equals 0, the roots are 5 halves and negative 2/3. The sum is 11 over 6 and their product is negative 5 over 3. Continuing, we have 3x squared plus 5x plus 13 equals 0 with the roots negative 5 plus I squared of 11 over 6 and negative 5 minus I squared of 11 over 6 with the sum negative 5/3 and the product 1. Now let's have 3x squared minus 2x minus 6 equals 0 with the roots 1 plus square root of 19 over 3 and 1 minus square root of 19 over 3. The sum of the two roots is 2/3 and the product is negative 2. Now let's continue x squared minus 14x plus 49 equals 0 with the root 7. The sum is 14 and the product is 49. Do you know that we could identify the sum and product of the roots of a given quadratic equation without solving the roots? Now let's derive the formula. Consider ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. We all know that by completing the square, we could identify the roots of that given quadratic equation. And the roots are negative b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a and negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That is the root of our quadratic equation. Now, let's identify the sum and product of the roots of the given quadratic equation. Considering r sub 1 plus r sub 2, we need to add the two roots. Negative b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a plus negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Adding the two fractions, meaning we just copy the denominator 2a and combining negative b, you will have negative b plus negative b, you have negative 2b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, that is equal to 0. And the result will be negative 2b over 2a. Reducing the given, we will be leading to negative b over 2a. Therefore, the sum of the roots r sub 1 plus r sub 2 is just negative b over 3. Now let's identify and derive the formula in getting the product of the roots of a quadratic equation. Since we will be having r sub 1 times r sub 2, you will have negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a times negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. The numerator is just a product of the difference, sum and difference of two terms. So you will be having negative b squared minus the square of the square root of b squared minus 4ac squared all over 4a squared. Continuing the solution, we have b squared minus b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Simplifying, you will lead to b squared minus b squared plus 4ac all over 4a squared. squared minus b squared is 0. 4ac all over 4a squared will give you c over a. Therefore, the product of the roots r1, r sub 1, r sub 2 is c over a. Now identify the sum and product of the roots of the given quadratic equation. Like, share, and comment your suggestions on the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe. To get notified with our latest videos, just click the notification